Hello, my dear fellow. Good morning and warm welcome to all. It's my great pleasure and honor to be here. Cynthia IAS. Cynthia IAS is a worldwide famous institute in India under the leadership of Mr. S.P. Sitarehind. Today, I am going to take lecture, essay paper. It is one of the most important topic. Today, I am going to take lecture. So, just be keep quiet and keep updated with Cynthia IAS. Let's begin. Let's begin. Basic structure of an essay paper. Basic structure of an essay paper. Essay writing process. Essay writing process. Under it we will discuss there are number of steps you may need to work through to write a good essay. How to write a good essay? There are some important point. Point 1 refer to analyze the topic. Second, explore the topic. Second, explore the topic. First, analyze the topic. Third, plan your essay. And fourth, start writing your essay. Revise and edit your essay. 5 point is a key how to handle an essay writing. If you understand all the things, definitely you can write something very well in a content and structure way. So let's discuss, analyze the topic. Under it we will discuss some important point which is most important factor for all the college goers and UPSC aspirant and state PCS aspirant also. Look it. One thing that analyze the topic. Under it, the content and structure of the essay can be easily outlined. Content and structure of the essay can be easily outlined. Analyze the topic under it. Next is that it becomes challenging to think structure and required content to fill in the essay writing. Understood? Next point. First, analyze the topic and determine the direction and level of analysis needed in essay writing. Understood? Third point, follow the keywords and analysis properly. Follow the keywords and analysis properly. It will help you to handle how to write a good essay in UPSC. After that, initiate thinking process. Initiate thinking process is a key role when you write a good introductory sentence for your introduction. Understood? Have any problem all of you? Mr. Rohit? Okay, let's begin. Look for content word. Most important factor, content word. What you write, first you memorize in your mind and then you think a content word. That determine what you need to research. Understood? Have any problem all of you? Okay. Good introductory sentences for your introduction. What is the focus of your questions? That is important factor. Note the task or directional word. Note the task or directional words. There are some directional word when you write an essay. It's most important factor to keep in mind. First important is that directional word is a key. Do you understand the means of directional words? Anyone, all of you? Task words are important because determine the depth of analysis or thinking required. Depth of analysis and thinking required. Task words is most important factor. Just like task words such as compare, contrast, analyze, next point, and discuss. That is the task word. Finally, note any limitation. Next point, Familiar the essay topic to the reader. Basic structure of an essay writing. Basic structure of an essay writing, most important. Next is that next start writing your essay. Finally, note any limitation. Research, you have analyzed and understood the essay topic, you might be able to formulate and initiate open by brainstorming. That is the most important for start writing your essay. Next point, the initiate plan will be key and guide your reading and note taking, most important. Next points, start writing your essay. There are some important points in it line. Follow your plan first. Second, make use of heading. This help you sometimes turning a heading into the questions and help it identify to keep the point, most important factor. Next, take case if you need change turn and the main topic, just use in your main topic success and substitute to write down it, the meaning may be quite different. Next point, plan your essay. Plan your essay, it means planning involve grouping, categorizing information into series of point. Understood? Have any problem all of you? And determining logical order to present your point, most important factor. Next, your aim is to develop a logical, coherent and transparent structure is the most important factor. Next point, formulate your statement. When you write down a statement, it is most important factor to look at a glance or formulate your main statement. Next, there are some supporting point. Support your view, assess a logical grouping on ideas of anything if possible. Next, point, introduction. Introduction, familiar the essay topic to the reader, most important factor. Next, to identify the focus, purpose and outline scope. It is most important factor, all of you, just be keep in mind. State main topic statement. Next point, body. When you write body, then most important factor, related topic sentence, some support details and related topic sentences, most important. Support detail concluding para 1, 2, 3, whatever do you understand, and related topic sentence and so on. Next is that support detail concluding para 3. 1, 2, 3. 3 paragraph is most important for the counter argument or counter considerations. It's totally depend on you in which way you think and write it properly in a detailed manner. When you need to write some quotes and compare or contrast to each paragraph. Next point, conclusion. Conclusion is the most important. Restate main statement, summarize argument. Matlab, it means summarize the argument of the whole essays. Have any problem, all of you? Next is that the step below will add your effort in taking essay exam. Step 1. Under it we will discuss examine the questions. It is most important factor, the keywords of any one essay. Its wording indicate how should organize and write your answer. Some questions features combinations of organizational rather than single type. Step 2. Choose a title. choose a title, it is the crux point. Next point, even though you will not necessarily title the topic asked in the questions, a little help you focus your thoughts and narrow your subject. Just be determined in your mind, you always be focused your thoughts and your subject matter is a key role. Next point, step 3, outline or map your response before you write. Point keeps you from omitting details. Next point, step 4, have a beginning, middle and end. There are key point, keep in mind, topic and summary sentence make your answer organized and completed. Sentence should be organized and completed when you write an essay writings. Keep in mind always. Next point, step 5. Step 5, it indicates use transitional words. Transitional words is a key to handle the whole process of an essay writing. Have you any problem, all of you? Next point, these keywords in each questions help you identify the transition. Next point, step 6, if you run outline and outline the remaining questions, thus show your knowledge of the content. It means you have a broad knowledge which content you have to write in essay writing. If your writing style partial response often result in partial credit. Next point, step 7, that is refer proofread your answer. When you write down an essay writing, most important, just be proofread your answer. Next point, check spelling, grammar and content. It means it is the key feature. Always try to write in a grammatical way and context should be transparent and to the point in a abridgment way. Have any problem? Grammar, spelling and content. To extent, punctuation is most important also. Next point, step 8, it confused, regroup your thoughts. If question confuse you, write any thoughts you have about the topic on the back of your paper. This help you focus attention and increases recall. The first important point is that you always try to be constructive, be focused and heighten the sense of vision of an essay writing, which is essential for you. It is also implement in your life. Next point, the information below provide you with the informations about the words instructor. In any questions, it also provide guides for answering the civil services exam, means an exam require more labor from you. This is most important for you. If you are asked to compare or match, then identify. Compare or match. Just compare or match the counter argument and then identify the similarities by using transitional words such as similarly, in addition to, as well as, both, in comparison or comparatively. That is called transitional words. Transitional word is a key to handle of an essay writing. If you have a lot of transitional words, then you write something very distinctly and properly to an essay writing of UPSC or state PCS also. It's totally depend on you. Next point. Point 2, contrast. Contrast or distinguish. When you are contrast or distinguish the essay writing, most important factor, then identify the differences and by using transitional word such as When you identify the differences, then you used transitional words like such as however, unless, nevertheless, and on the one hand and on the other hand, on the contrary, in the contrast, although, even though, and discuss. Provide details, features. To begin with, then first, second, third, enumerate, name, list, outline, identify major point. When you identify the major point in an essay writing, this next, finally, outline, meanwhile, more, another, soon, now, while, later. For example, later the writer want to express some most important underline in this dot dot. Just like next, finally, if you want to use the finally, what you write in essay writing, if you write finally, then you use commas. Next, furthermore, later, before, after, during, demonstrate or show. Provide example. For example, don't write easy. If you write down easy, it is a short form. Don't use short form. Always use in detail, just like example. Next point. Provide example. For instance, in other words, in addition. In other words, if the writer want to say something in other, then you use in other words or in addition. Don't use I, be, you. Don't try to use it, demonstrate or show. Next point. In addition to, as an illustration, to illustrate, also, or relate, associate, so association, as a result, because, this leader to, if dot dot then, next, in order, next, unless, and since, so that, this, therefore, accordingly, so, yet, consequently. Consequently means as a result of. So these are transitional word is a key to handle an essay writing process. Also most important, always use this type of word. If you use the transitional words, then your essay writing is most important. Next point. Summarize, paraphrases, compile, provide short synopsis, any of the above transition words. Apply, so use for any of the above transition words. Construct, develop a document. Then you use give reason for support. Any of the above transition or words. Criticize, analyze, review of evaluate features, component, any of the transition words. Next, suppose that education is the most powerful weapon. Education is the most education is the most powerful weapon education is the most powerful weapon which you can use which you can use to change the world world which you can use to change the world. Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. So the keyword of this line, keywords, keyword point 1, education. Point number 2, weapon. Point 3, education, weapon. Point 3, change. 4th, world. Have any problem? 4 point is most important to think content and structure. Have any problem? Content and structure, education, weapon, change and world. Just think and start writing an essay. Suppose that the value of education introduction, you write, first you write introduction, second 2, first introduction, second write main argument of the essay, main argument of the essay, introduction, main argument of the essay, third body, fourth other consideration, other consideration. Next point, implication for the future. Implication for the future. After you write conclusion, have any problem? First thing about introduction, main argument of the essay, body, other considerations, implication for the future and conclusion. Suppose that introduction, introduction. Introduction. The value of education is summed up by the value of education is summed up by Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela. In this quote, as he considered education, considers education to be a potent force education to be a potent force education to be a potent force for changing the world. For changing the world. For changing the world. Next is that education is considered to be an education. Write it. Education is considered to be education is considered to be an important investment. Important investment in the human resource. In the human resource. In the human resource. Important investment in the human resource. Human resource and nearly all developing countries have understood and recognized understood and recognized understood and recognized the need to improve the need to improve education for faster growth. Improve education for faster growth, faster growth. Next point, changing the world refer to changing status. Changing the world changing the world refer to refers to changing status, changing status. Changing the world refer to changing status. Cure for better outcome, better outcome in terms of wealth generation, in terms of wealth generation, productivity, comma, living standard, peace and equality. Peace and equality. Productivity, living standard, peace and equality. Next point, main argument of the essay. Main argument of the essay. Main argument of the essay, point 1. Main argument of the essay, write it. Main argument. Education stand out as the education stand out as the fundamental agent that engender the process of positive change in society. Positive change in society. Positive change in society. Depicts their being other. Next point, despite their despite their being other, despite their being other aspects that can't that that can at times prove to have more weight in bringing about change. About change. Next point, body. Next point, body. Write it, body. How can education help change the world? How can education help help change the world? Change the world. Point 1. There is a sub point, write it, under it. Just think, how can education help change the world? What is the role of education to change the world? Just keep in mind, content and structure is a key role to write an essay writing. In traditionally patriarchal society, in traditionally patriarchal society, patriarchal society, patriarchal societies such as India, education empower women, education empower women, empowers women, it reduces gender inequality, it reduces gender, it reduces gender inequality, by providing opportunity by providing opportunity for women and raising awareness and raising awareness and raising awareness. It also prevent early marriage. It also prevent early marriage. It also prevent early marriage. It also prevents early marriage and resulting young age and resulting young age and resulting young age pregnancies comma as the girls are in school. Next point. Education provides the poor education provide the poor education provides the poor with the chance with the chance to overcome poverty to overcome poverty overcome poverty through employment poverty through employment poverty through employment and livelihood generation and livelihood generation livelihood generation by investing in education in education by investing in education people can expect people can expect people can expect reliable returns over a lifetime over a lifetime returns over a lifetime unlike other investment unlike other investment. Unlike other investment. Next, education make a person aware of education make a person aware of different culture, different cultures, viewpoints, comma, and ideologies. As a result, it increases tolerance, among people, among people among people and gives them hope for harmonious future. Harmonious future. Next, next point, write it. Have any problem, all of you? Just be patient, you can do well in your life. Education make a person aware of countries that have invested countries that have invested in education countries that have invested in education early on, such as England, developed long before other countries. Such as Russia, which lagged behind which lagged behind in developing a quality education system. A quality education system. Many developing countries are facing many developing countries many developing countries many developing countries are facing many developing countries are facing problem of slow growth, problems of slow growth due to an unskilled and uneducated workforce and uneducated workforce uneducated workforce. Next, other consideration. Other consideration, you can write it. So in some point you can write, it depend on you how can you stand it at large, it totally depend on you. Just write in your way. Politics can change the course of societies and nations. You can also write. Another consideration, politics can change politics can change the course of societies and nations. अच्छा आपका societies and societies as nations. Hitler's reign over Germany. Hitler's reign over Germany as an example of politics and policies. Can change the course of history. Can change The course of history. The course of the course of history. Further, you can write yourself. In a short way, I will tell you how you write in conclusions. Point 1. Write it conclusions. Education can change the world by empowering women. Education can change the world by empowering women, generating employment, raising living standard, by increasing harmony among people. By increasing harmony among people. Thanks you so much, all of you. Just enjoy your life. Thank you.